Welcome to the roof.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
The lieutenant steps in, apparently because he deems it necessary.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few.
Whoops.
Oh, yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Oh, right, she was singing that song. I remember.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
Wait, what? What are you even saying? Welcome back. So, basically, what we're gonna do is speak to the victim because that is our biggest lead right now. Also, the stuff I'm wearing, it looks so dumb. Like the bag, and what is that? A wrench or something? And it's very important. And I think one of the few things we're able to do at the
The
moment.
door is closed.
Knock.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door.
Tired, controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Please?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
She shouts. All right, thanks. Let's see what we have. Piles of dirty clothes. A woman's. What's this? Hotel bill calculations. Looks like she's had an extended stay. Now, was I able to see if there's stuff here? Or like this. Wait. I want that dot. She's made around 4 months of payments for this room. Alright, so she's staying even though stuff happened. Are you alright? So she says upstairs, but I want to look here as well. Can we? Can. In the yard below, a corpse lies under the pine tree. Oh, so maybe she saw something. Is that it?
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Look at the medications.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Is it just me or is it super annoying when they read the text wrong? So it says sheet upon sheet and pill bottle, but he said something different upon pill bottle or something. There's quite a collection in here.
Anything of note?
He asks in a lowered voice. Search the bottles.
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra.
Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Nacra. This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
So I can whisper. Let's do that, or keep it to yourself. I don't know. We trust him, right? So let's whisper it.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
The lieutenant nods, then looks at the door. Search the bill sheets.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Uh-oh, so I need that skill that loves drugs, and it's 58. So that's very low. +1 chemical hangover. But I can retry it, so let's do that.
Nothing of note. The further you look, the more arcane it gets. You don't know what the rest of this stuff does.
Yeah, I should know.
It's been used quite a lot.
Alright, close. Do we need to know that? Why did you update what happened? I'm not sure. I got a dot, right? For what? Nothing changed, did it? Electrochemistry, it's 2, so that is very low, but we only have 2 skill points. I don't really want to spend 1 just to find out what kind of drug she's using. I mean, why do we need to know that? Let's go upstairs. Bed has been hastily made.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
I don't know why I want to do this, but I'm just gonna. Run your finger across the surface of the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures.
What does that mean?
Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
This window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
He adjusts his glasses. Alright, so she broke it. This is going down, right, I think. What's this? Oh, this is just going outside. I have a thought. The smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Extra menthol. Finally, we're reaching her because I've seen her for a while and I couldn't get here. And now we can, so we just needed to know that she's the victim. Cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. What? And what's this? Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Oh boy, don't I suck at this? 58. Cannot be retried. Move your hand fast. Just try it.
You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a maybell.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
The young woman looks at the maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Wait, why does he like this? It's so dumb. Alright, I think that's what we can do, so let's just speak to her. And maybe apologize a bit.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other.
Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
So I can say, nice view you've got here, or, is there cleaning lady? I think I need one. Proceed politely. No time for pleasantries, we have questions for you. Proceed in a rush. I'm not going to choose this one, if only because I've been so rude to her before and saying that I don't remember anything. Let's start with this.
Nice. I don't know about that, officer.
She looks north toward the yard.
Where the ripe corpse of a man still lies on the ground, spotted with green and purple.
Yeah, it's supposed to, because I need to steal his boots. But it is funny though that the game does remember that I've taken it out of the tree. Or maybe you should have at this point, because you can progress otherwise, could be. So I'll say this.
Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
It has Disco Infernum, hell you know not of which you speak. There are vortices of dark energy present, but not to hell, to another place. A third place, much different from our world. No, I just stretched the place. Let's say that.
I know. That's probably also why the cleaning lady quit.
She smiles with her eyebrows.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
The lieutenant steps in, apparently because he deems it necessary.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few.
Whoops.
Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Oh, right, she was singing that song. I remember.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
Wait, what? What are you even saying? It's gone pretty hard in the meantime, but I go on. How long do you think until the heart wears us down? Things are only getting easier for me. I'm a policeman. To do, imitate a siren. Oh, is that a siren? No comment. Let's say this.
I can see that. I'm glad all this onward going has brought you to me.
She nods. So apparently I didn't make that bad of an impression.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man who was hanged. The people responsible have asked us to talk to you.
That is not true. He looks down at the yard. They definitely didn't want us to speak to her, but we kind of pushed them.
Huh. I see.
She takes a pensive drag of a menthol cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like I hear you have been through something difficult.
What is your name is for the record? Nice room you've got here. They tell us you've been through something difficult. What is this wildflower? Show her the flower. Let's start with this.
Clausier Amandu.
Same name that Titus gave you. Like her accent, it sounds Oranese.
So let's ask if she's from there.
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
What do you do? What's your specialization?
Something stupid.
What's that?
Oranese lit.
What's that?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
She raises both eyebrows. Back to you.
Back to me.
She breathes in the menthol flavored fumes, savoring it in her lungs. How old are you?
I'm 28.
She takes a drag. Could we take a look at your passport? Do we need to?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
That is suspicious.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
I'm pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. I'm not going to say that. How do I know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausier Mondu. It's a weird name.
Well, I agree with that.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Okay, then.
Okie dokie.
She pours herself more coffee.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
Let's ask what she does with the lid.
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Show her some money. How do you make money? Money is very important. Let's just say cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Thank you. That's it for the record.
The record. So official.
What is this wildflower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Or an admirer?
Say nothing.
She watches you pocket the petals, then closes her eyes as she breathes in the cigarette fumes.
Nice room you've got here.
Yeah, it's pretty deluxe.
What are you doing here in the whirling in rags? You've quite a collection of prescription drugs. Let's say that window's... I'll say this.
I'm wintering.
What does that mean?
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
She calculates.
The bills downstairs concur.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
In the whirling.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell.
That window is new.
It is.
She moves slightly to your left to check her reflection in it.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
I have other questions.
Okay.
They tell us you've been through... Oh, she takes a pensive drag of a cigarette. I didn't even see that. They tell us you've been through something difficult.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
She raises her eyebrows. Forget about it. I don't want to talk about this. Let's say this.
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
She takes a quick drag, unperturbed.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
And what does that mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him.
She draws the word out.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
She searches for the word, then shrugs.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Titus asked you to spice things up for us. See, I already thought, because when I met her, she seemed kinda... I thought she was one of the military people. She seemed kinda tough. So that was weird to me. So Titus asked you to spice things up for us. What did happen between you and the victim? What can you tell me about him? What did they hang him for? How do they know you? I don't know. I want to know everything.
Pretty much.
She cradles a coffee cup in both hands.
Warming them.
What did happen?
We partied.
You mean like a birthday party? What kind of partying? Point to your bloated face, the kind I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this? Keep pointing to your face. I didn't know it was physically possible. No one parties harder than me.
Please, you're alive in 50. I've known people who party so hard they're dead at 14.
She stops to take a short drag. I'm 50?
What no one does on your level is hitting the repeat button. I'll give you that. And maybe room trashing.
Ah, so she's impressed by me.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
She takes a sip of her coffee.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
You were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes, a bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
The lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm.
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She taps on the roof with her 10 centimeter heel. But also, why I thought she was one of the three is because didn't that Joyce say that one of them is probably high up somewhere having a great vantage point and she is literally on a roof? So is she lying and do the Hardy Boys just not know? I don't know.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension?
Wait, what? The scary is stressed and drawn out. Scary scar. I don't know.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
It must be hard for you seeing him there all the time.
Oh, yes. I have multiple viewpoints. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
She says bitterly.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
Wait, why do our lights suddenly go on? Is that because it's 8 o'clock or something? I don't know.
He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
The call reporting the hanging, that was you?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
I gained experience. She nods.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Before we go on, if it's snitching, then why do it? Carl's voice was disguised.
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
She takes a drag, her voice thick with disgust. Carl's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it how?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
But how do you know how to do that?
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline.
That's some clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
That was nifty.
Thanks.
She manages a smile.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Yeah, they probably do.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
Now he's just lying there. She looks away.
He won't be down there long, miss. We will move the body to the morgue soon.
What can you tell me about him?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his, I don't know, hair.
Another puff, more nervous. Alright, so I need to ask that later, probably when the body's gone.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
What did they hang him for?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
She thinks.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
Yeah, sounds like you didn't discuss much of anything.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
Yeah, I know, I just came from there. She looks at the floor, it's starred. And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little.
A little.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No,
Probably not.
not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Obviously.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Could that be why they lynched him? Jealousy?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
What do you mean?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
Another boss. So are you sure?
I'm 89% sure.
So not entirely. Does it mean you're 11% not sure? Isn't good enough.
You know how it is.
Do you?
Actually, I don't.
Maybe you don't.
She flicks a bit of ash away. The ash lands on her jumpsuit. She brushes it off.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Okay then, no one deserves to be raped. Sexual assault is a serious matter. I need a serious statement from you. It sounds like something happened and you don't want to acknowledge it. Lieutenant, I don't know what to say about this. Let's say this.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be as flippant if I had been?
She tilts her head. Thank you for telling us all of this, miss.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
The lieutenant looks at you. I had something else before we go, a little thing. What then?
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Look her in the eye. 8%. And then what? What am I gonna do? All right, bye. So let's remember, volition is what we need for this.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
So, what's this?
Indirect modes of taxation.
Oh, that's done. All right. This
Turns
does.
out those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look, the hearts and minds of everyday Rivasholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
So what I wanted to say, because I didn't know that he was gonna read this, because they do sometimes and sometimes they don't. Ultra-liberal dialogue options give +1 real. Wait, what? -1 empathy. Thinks he's a hustler or something. Ultra-liberal dialogue give me money? Really? That's cool. So what I wanted to say, if you're chaotic and not very structured, this game is going to make you insane, because I just wanted to check my skill points for volition to see if I can get that white check higher when I need to speak to her later. Now this comes up and you're reading this and you're going to get distracted very quickly with this game. So that is done. So this gives me money. Funny. And I could also unlock other thing. Oh, this is unlocked. Cool. So what do we have? We have rigorous self-critique. But I don't know what this gives me, so that's kind of annoying. That you really have to. You first have to. How do you say it? Research it before you know what it gives you. But this one might give me something for my past, so that is interesting. What does this do? Also, probably something about a memory, I think. White morning. Also, a memory, looks like. Oh, this is to stop being an alcoholic. Don't know about that one. This is about all the places that are, right? Why do I need to know that? Is that where I'm from? They all seem important to me, but I can't unlock everything. It's just not gonna work. So this, but this definitely says, but my authority will become, oh wait. It is 6. So that's all right. And I wanted to check volition. Where are you? Keep your moral up. But I don't know why is it 8 when I have 3 points in it. That's not that low. But maybe that will get higher later on when I've done something for her. Volition urges you to be a good guy. Alright, I get it. Volition makes you hyper sane. When you're about to get funky, keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At low levels, you'll have little moral. Without it, you'll be a profoundly unstable cop, falling apart at the seams as you make irreversible mistakes. Wait, I haven't read this for any of these. Maybe I should have done that. Cool for dreamers, supernatural investigators, mental creators, judges of characters, leaders, respect junkies, cops, cop aficionados, pretend cops. Right, so this is high. Math-minded people. Makes the world reveal its secrets to you, but you may be so absorbed by your mind diorama, you don't notice as crooks steal your pants. Alright. What else is high? This is high. Will be able to solve even the most complicated puzzle. You'll be very proud and thus susceptible to intellectual flattery. For those blinded by their own brilliance, often miss important clues. The rest isn't that high. Alright. But this updated. I did this. She told you she can't talk about him now, but you need specifics. Height, build, etc. to confirm your autopsy. Ask a little later when she has collected herself. Oh, alright. Confront the Hardy Boys with what class she told you. Alright. So we can't do that right now. I need to speak to him. So let's go downstairs. Or this way. Don't know where this leads.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Kick it in. It's very low. Where does this lead to?
I don't know.
He makes a note in his notebook.
It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Do you think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
I agree with that.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
He nods toward the young woman. So maybe the door below is a mega investigation. I could say something, but I'm not going to because I don't gloat. Let's say this.
No, still a mini investigation.
He pretends to make a note in his notebook. Yeah, but I can't do that because it's very low. Push.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
Alright, so that's not gonna work. So let's just go downstairs what he wanted to so he can speak about this with me. And let's not do that at her apartment, but somewhere else maybe. What about mine? Because it's right next to it. I'm just seeing if I've
Looks like we have more
everything.
to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys.
Oh, you want to do
Half
it
their
here?
reasoning just went out the window.
Alright, his voice is lowered. Well, it doesn't sound low to me. You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Say in a hushed voice, why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something is off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things.
A shadow runs across his face.
The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
I agree with that. All right, let's move then, because I was gonna, but you stopped me. All right, so I'm gonna take a break because, yeah, I know we haven't done a lot, but we have done something very important because we spoke to the supposed victim. I wonder, where does this door lead? Oh, that's your room, right? And you won't let me in? What kind of a body are you? Anyway, yeah, I think that this does really help us get further along. Wait, what's this? Oh, I got the flower. Let's do this. This is the wildflower you got. One of a bouquet of, I don't know that word, goods that you found on a willing roof. It's shedding its petals quickly in your pocket. Into
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
What is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybelle's or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
All right.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Is it a coincidence being on the roof?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
He makes a note in his little notebook. Does it blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Who pinned them which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the king's men too.
All right, so she's probably a revolutionary, and she planted that flower because it doesn't grow on its own, not this early in the year.
It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
Very well, put the flower back in your pocket.
The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand.
All right. So I guess there's more to her that she's not telling us. So she is here for a reason and she doesn't want to give it. Because I asked her, why are you staying here? And she said it seemed like the most decent place to stay or something. So that's not an answer, not really. So there's something suspicious about her. But yeah, we don't know what, not yet. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna quit for a bit. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I think we are getting somewhere very slowly. Because, yeah, I feel like we're doing useful things instead of, I mean, you can also just get drunk and party and do nothing. It means up to you if you want to play like that. Be my guest. It's everybody's styles differ, I guess. Well, again, I'll stop rambling. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you for watching. Curious what happens next? Subscribe to my page so you don't miss anything.